Welcome to the administrator video for the Saketa Timesheet. Once you install the application, you will be by default the administrator. This is the pop-up that will come to get you started. Before you actually go ahead and start to use the app, you first have to create these two groups, timesheet users and timesheet admins. So timesheet users are regular users who will have access to the timesheet, and timesheet administrators are the users who have additional privileges, who can change the look and feel of the application itself. So before we go ahead, we have to so there are two ways to create groups here. You can either create a new group, or you can select, or if you're an existing customer of Saketa, you can also select particular groups, maybe Golden Star approvers who will have the highest level of clearance, and maybe you can make them the administrators by default. Also, please note here that the group names should be exactly as mentioned here. It should be timesheet users and timesheet admins. So let's go ahead and create a new group. So this form comes up. So let's give the name as timesheet users. And there are a couple of things to remember here. You can view the membership of the group. We need to give it as everyone. So please select everyone there and don't give any permissions here. Just leave these check fields blank and then hit create. Likewise, let's create the timesheet admins. Again, who can be membership of the group everyone, and leave these blank and then just hit create. Once both the groups are created, all you have to do is hit confirm groups. Groups have been saved successfully. Once you confirm the groups, the app will load up and you will be able to see something like this. So the first screen that is shown is typically the dashboard for the timesheet, where you want to submit the various tasks. The administrator gets access to this admin tab here. So only he can see the admin tab, that is not available to the other users. So the admin tab is really to change the look and feel of the application. So this is divided into three sections in the Saketa timesheet: the security configurations, app settings, and the Saketa support. Let me take you through each one of them. The security configurations is really made up of three tiles: manage app admins, manage app users in group, and manage app users. So manage app admins is to add or remove any particular administrators. So these are the people who have administrator privileges on this app, and I can add users here. So a form will come up and you can add users here. Next is the manage app users in group. So this is really to add or remove the timesheet users. So before assigning, so for any particular user to access this timesheet, his name will have to be added in manage app users in group. So these are the people who currently have user permissions, and again you can add or remove by clicking on the add button here. Finally, we have manage app users. There are two types of users in timesheet: owner and the regular employee, who is also called the user. So owners can not only access timesheet, but they can also approve or reject timesheets, and they can assign tasks to other users, whereas the normal employees can only access the timesheet and submit the timesheet to their respective managers. So an ideal scenario would be where a manager would be made an owner so that he can approve or reject timesheet, and regular employees will be users, or where they can access the timesheet and submit the timesheet to the respective managers. The next section is the app settings section. This is where you can configure the application to suit your needs. So there are four tiles here: manage configurations, manage app settings, manage app images, and holidays. So let's start with the manage configurations. Manage configurations really helps you to set up and configure the timesheet based on the needs of your organization. So this deals with things like how many hours do you need in a day and how many hours in a week are the employees supposed to work. So this is where you actually, so in this we've taken a case where the Number of work hours is 8 and number of work hours per week is 40. In the timesheet section, what you can do is you can actually choose to either set the threshold or not set the threshold. If you set it, then it will ask you to input a number of days. So in this example, we've set the threshold to 8 hours per day and 40 hours per week. So employees cannot submit timesheets that exceed 8 hours a day or 40 hours in a particular week, and the number of weeks to check timesheet dues is 5. So up to 5 recent timesheets will be shown to each employee, which are due. So there's a tab called timesheets due. So these will show up to 5 due timesheets, and it also has the option to set the weekends. So a lot of people work in different shifts, so we've taken Saturday and Sunday as a default weekend, but you can also customize it according to your needs. So this is important because the work hours, and so this threshold of 8 hours per day and 40 hours per week doesn't really apply to weekends. And notifications and reminders. So uh, whenever you submit a timesheet or approve a timesheet, you get a notification or a reminder asking you to please submit the timesheet by the due date, or notifying you that the timesheet has been submitted, please approve it or reject it. So when you hit disable, those notifications will not be dropped in your email. And but ideally, I would not recommend you doing this, because it's always good to have an email delivered saying a particular timesheet has been submitted, and you can take a look at it and then approve it. So this is giving you the flexibility to disable those email reminders and notifications. And app group tells you the initial groups that we created for timesheet users and timesheet admins. So the next section is the manage app settings. Over here, you can change the look and feel of the application itself, including the title, the logo, the app description, etc. So, for instance, if I want the name of the application to be Time Tracker, and the description can still remain the same. And if I don't want this particular logo here, but instead I want to choose a logo from my library, all I have to do is give them the link of the library. Alternatively, what you can do is you can also you can also upload the image here in manage app images, and all you have to do is really drag and drop the file. So for instance, if I have this particular file that I want to use as the logo, all I do is drag and drop it here, and just copy this link and paste it here. And this does change it to time tracker. And now when we hit save, the page will reload. And once the page is reloaded, we get the new image that we wanted as the logo, and the new title, which is time tracker, which is now replaced timesheet. So if I want to then if I want to then go back to the default settings, all I have to do is just remove this and change this back to timesheet, and that's about it. Let's remove this too. So as you can see now, the once the page is reloaded, we've kind of got back our default icon and our uh, app name. And the last section in app settings is the holidays section. So this is the section where you would define any holidays like Christmas or Martin Luther King's Day. So this is essentially for to make it easier for the employees to submit their timesheet. So if you want to add a holiday for a particular day, all you have to do is just keep hovering over it, and you'll see an add icon, and you will get a form which will tell you this is the title, which is really the holiday day, the location if you're working out of multiple locations, the start date, the end date. So this is the holiday. Let's just hit save. And here we go. If you want to edit the item, you can do that too. Let's not make it 1 a.m. Let's make it 11:30 p.m. It's holiday that day, and that's it. There you go. So that's about the app settings section. The Saketa support section is really for any assistance that you might need. You can just contact us, you can email us, and you can just drop us an email. We'll get back to you very quickly. Our response times are usually pretty good. If you want a quick reference guide that will complement this video, you can also click here to download the reference guide. Please contact us for support@saketa.com or visit us at www.saketa.com. Thank you for joining me in this video. I look forward to seeing you in the future as well.